Hey there, Speedy Gonzales. We know you love to win the race. You're always first across the finish line. But how would you feel about being in a race where you have absolutely no idea what is going on? The twists and turns are bananas, literally. What could be a fun adventure for some might be a complete nightmare for others. So make sure to stick around and watch until the end to see who comes out on top. You won't believe it. And don't forget to support us. Let's go. The three friends couldn't wait to start the competition. They were all pumped with adrenaline and ready to run at the sound of the starting pistol. As the race began, they took off, each determined to win. But soon their expressions changed from focused determination to confused bewilderment. They had never participated in such a strange competition before. What's happening here? The boy asked himself, feeling a bit scared. But he tried his best to push these thoughts out of his head and continued running. There was no turning back now. Soon enough, the boy started noticing something weird. There was a banana peel on the ground in front of him. He looked at the road ahead and saw more banana peels. This continued until he came face to face with a bunch of bananas that blocked his way. He slowed down, then stopped. He couldn't believe what he was seeing. It was like the whole forest had gone crazy. He turned to his left and saw another competitor struggling to move past the bananas. He tried to get past them, but slipped and fell on a banana peel. The boy felt bad for him and couldn't help but laugh. It just wasn't very funny. Then it got even weirder. The boy was moving forward now, but suddenly he felt the ground under his feet getting slippery. When he realized what was happening, he tried to slow down, but it was too late. He slipped and slid on a banana peel and fell flat on his face. He was so embarrassed. How could he possibly win the race if this kept happening? It wasn't much better for the other competitors. They all slipped and slid, trying their best not to fall. The boy thought he should do something, so he stood up and started picking up the bananas. Maybe if he cleared the path, he'd have a better chance at winning. It didn't work out that way. The boy had barely moved the bananas when they started raining down from the trees. It seemed like the entire forest was against him. He started to panic. Was this a joke? Why was this happening to him? In his desperation, he stumbled and fell again. He wanted to quit. All he wanted to do was go home. But then he saw something that made him stop. In the distance, he spotted one of the other competitors, and she didn't seem to have any trouble moving forward. She must have known something he didn't, he thought. So he stood up and went over to her, hoping she could help. "Do you know what's going on here?" he asked her. "Why are the bananas falling on us? Why is everything so slippery?" The girl smiled at him and said, "Don't you understand? We're not supposed to run on the road. We're supposed to slide." The boy didn't get it at first, but then he started laughing. She was right. This was no ordinary race. It was a water park obstacle course, and the bananas were part of the game. He could see why she was smiling. It was actually quite fun. He joined in on her laughter, feeling relieved that it wasn't a real competition. They both started sliding down the road, enjoying the feel of the wind in their hair. Soon, the other competitors caught on, too. They realized it was supposed to be a fun water park course, and they all started sliding and splashing around. The race had taken a hilarious turn, and everyone was having the time of their lives. When the boy arrived at the finish line, he noticed something odd. Instead of a red carpet, there was a giant water slide. He looked around for the others, but they were nowhere to be seen. He wondered if they had finished the race, or if they were still struggling with the bananas. As he approached the water slide, he heard loud cheers and applause. He peeked over the edge and saw the other two competitors sliding down the giant slide into the pool below. They were laughing and waving at him, motioning for him to join in on the fun. He hesitated for a moment, not sure if he wanted to end the race. It had been so much fun to slide around with the others, and he didn't want it to end. But then he remembered the cheers and applause. Finishing the race would mean winning the prize, whatever that may be. And with that thought in mind, he decided to go for it. Taking a deep breath, he started climbing the ladder leading to the top of the water slide. The climb was steep and challenging, but the cheers from the crowd kept him motivated. As he reached the top, he could see the finish line in the distance. He took a big deep breath, closed his eyes, and started sliding down. The world around him became a blur as he sped down the slide. He felt the wind rushing through his hair, pulling him faster and faster. The slide was smooth and slippery, and he could feel himself getting closer and closer to the finish line. As he approached the end of the slide, he opened his eyes and saw the crowd cheering wildly. He couldn't hear anything over the sound of the rushing water, but he could feel their excitement building up inside of him. With a final splash, he landed in the water, and the crowd erupted into thunderous applause. He took a moment to catch his breath, then resurfaced with a big smile on his face. He had done it. He had won the race. As he climbed out of the pool, he noticed the other two competitors waiting for him. They, too, had big smiles on their faces, and they congratulated him on winning. "You were amazing," one of them said. "That water slide is so fun." The other one added, "I can't believe we actually did it." That was so exciting. Together, they walked over to the finish line, where a man was waiting for them. "Congratulations," the man said. "You are the winner of the Banana Bonanza race." He handed the boy a trophy that looked like a giant banana. The boy couldn't help but laugh. It was such a silly trophy, but he loved it. As the sun began to set, the three friends made their way home. They talked about all the funny moments from the race, the slippery bananas, the giant water slide, and the cheering crowd. They had shared an experience that they would never forget. And as they walked, they couldn't help but look forward to next year's Banana Bonanza race. Who knows what new challenges and surprises it would bring? But one thing they knew for sure, it would be an adventure they wouldn't trade for the world. And that's the end of today's story. We hope you enjoyed watching. If you did, please give us a thumbs up and don't forget to subscribe. We've got lots more adventures to share with you. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next time.